Hi, everybody. Dave Vessel here, and I'm going to share another story about a visitation after a family member passed on. And I'm not really sure why I'm getting all of these visitations, or I have, but in the last year and about 2 months, my mom and dad both passed, and they have both visited me two or three times. I don't think I've posted all of them. I will get to them at one point, but today I was talking to someone about my grandfather who visited me, oh my gosh, 23, 24 years ago, totally unexpectedly. It was the first time that I can remember that someone that I knew passed on the other side and came back and spoke to me. And when I tell you the story, it's absolutely crazy. So it was the year 2000, and I was living in a different city, and I decided I was underneath a lot of stress and I needed a really long massage. So I hired a massage therapist for an hour and a half massage. And I think we were into it for about 30 minutes. And all of a sudden she stopped, and I was wondering what's going on. And then she said, there's someone here for you. And now when I went in to get the massage, she didn't say to me she was a medium or a psychic or anything like that. And I said, well, what do you mean I'm here getting a massage? She said, no, from the other side. And I said, I still don't understand. And then all of a sudden I said, you mean someone who's passed on? She said, yes, they want your attention. And she said, David, they've been coming through me for the last 20 minutes. And I just kept denying because I wanted to give you a massage, but I also am a medium. And it just wouldn't stop. And finally, I had to give you the opportunity. Do you want to hear what they have to say or no? It's totally your choice. And I said, well, yeah, I guess so. Because I didn't know what was about to happen. And then what happened next was absolutely mind blowing. And she said, okay, I'm going to start off by saying that he was a big fan of fishing, like you are. And he used to talk to you about fishing stories, and he's going to give you an example so you know exactly who I'm talking about. And I said, okay. And she said, when you were a little boy, he really didn't spend any time with you, and he really wasn't a big fan of children. But you would continue to pester him. And then all of a sudden, every once in a while, he'd say to you, go and get my tackle box. And you'd run and grab this big tackle box and bring it to him. And he'd tell you to open it up. And then he'd tell you to take out a lure. And then he would tell you a story about the fish that he caught on that lure. And right away, I mean, how this woman was channeling this was unbelievable. What are the odds of her being able to be that specific? And I said, oh my God. And she said, and by the way, you already know who I'm talking about, don't you? And I said, yeah, my grandfather. And she said, yeah. And you were named after him. He just told me that. And I said, yes, that's my grandfather, Grandpa Essel, or Grandpa Laughlin. David Laughlin was his name. And so, I'm blown away, right? I have tears of joy, tears of gratitude. I'm totally shocked. I'm in a massage. I'm not expecting to get a visitation from the other side. And then she continues. She said, he has more to say. He has been with you your whole life. He has followed you in everything you're doing, and he's learning something via your work. He's learning about love, and he's learning how to love. And he has been guiding you and staying with you because that's something that he knew you brought to him as a little child that he did not return, possibly in the way that you would have liked, or in a better way, or in the best way possible. What's interesting is that until she said all this to me, I remember only wanting to be with Grandpa David. I remember he was my idol. I remember there was no one like him in the world. He was a carpenter. He built houses by himself with one other guy, for gosh sake, in Utica, New York in the wintertime. I mean, the guy was just amazing during the Depression, right? And he was an amazing hunter, an amazing fisher. And his eyes went bad, and then he couldn't do those two things that he loved the most, right? But he was my idol. He was what I wanted to grow up to be. I wanted to be just like Grandpa David Laughlin. I wanted to be just like my grandpa. I was just always so enthralled with him. His stories were incredible. And the funny thing is, I could probably start to cry, but he would tell the stories so nonchalantly. He wasn't someone like me that was filled with a lot of energy and passion and emotion. He would just say, and so we were fishing for muskellunge up in Canada in the backwoods, and we had to take a private plane in, and this is the way he would talk, right, to catch a 36 or a 48-inch fish. I mean, these were monster muskellunge back then, and I think they're out of the pike family, and we used to fish for pike in Syracuse, New York, outside of Syracuse, where we would go with Grandpa to Oneida Lake, and he passed when I was very young. But anyway, like he was following me, as she said, throughout my whole existence, because one of the things I've tried to teach is the concept of love and acceptance of those who are not like us, and trying to dismantle prejudice and all those things that I've been working so hard on for the past 43 years. And then for her to say that he's been following you around learning, it was so touching, because I learned so much from him in the short period of time that I had him in my life. And then for him to come back and to visit me with such specifics, and then to tell me that he's been following me. And what's really interesting is that until she said some of the things she said, I really never knew that I needed his love and missed his love so much as a child and wanted it so badly. And whatever morsel that I could take, I ate it up like it was the world. And so through these experiences of being visited by people who have passed on, it's really changed me in so many different ways. I'm not going to ever say I was a skeptic of it. Maybe I was in my 18 years of age, or 20 or 25, but once I got into this world of personal growth, I started becoming very open-minded. And then these experiences have done the same. Have you been visited by someone who passed on years ago? Comment below. Was it a positive experience? Was it a challenging experience? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Comment below. I think that these type of stories share with me anyway. They tell me one thing, is that we're always together. Like there's no ending of one life onto another life. I mean, my grandfather, for gosh sake, is probably still with me today. And I know my mom and dad are still with me today. My mom died a year ago, January, and my dad died this past January. So it hasn't been that long, and I can feel them, I can sense them, and they've obviously visited me. And I'm going to do more stories about my dad's visitations in the future. But anyway, join our channel here, okay? Share below. Maybe you don't believe. If you don't believe, say I don't believe in this stuff. If you believe in it, say I believe in it. If you have stories to share, because other people that come by to read your comments, it could inspire them to be more open-minded too. And it might even help us in the healing process, right? So, and then below, I also have information about our free program, Helping Americans Heal. We're giving away 500,000 free memberships. You can read below. And then if you ever want to do work in the world of mental health, we have a mental health and master life coach certification going on right now that you can join. Okay. So anyway, you guys have a great day. Thanks for being a part. Make sure you join our channel. Just subscribe here, and we'll continue to bring more information. Have a beautiful day. Bye now.